there are materials that are already available. So all you need to do, especially for the practice competition, you get registered, you study, they make the materials available. And now, beyond reading through materials and just going to take the examinations and all, the process builds you. There is so much that goes on with the process. So it is more than just an ordinary competition compared to hackathons, whereby you already have a knowledge, and then you just come and you build something, and it probably lasts for, let's say, probably 2 days or a week or something. So compared to how hackathons are, the competition is more than just a mere competition. So in the process of the competition, it's more like a journey of 6 months, because when you begin there are 4 stages in the competition. So we have the preliminary stage of the competition, we have the national stage, the regional stage, and the global stage. So at the preliminary stage of the competition, everyone it is open to everyone. Everyone takes an exam, so it's is online, and then it's multiple choice. Most of the questions are multiple choice and probably true or false. And you just the materials are already available. So from what you have studied, from what you have been trained on, you get tested, and then after you pass the preliminary stage of the competition, you move to the national stage. Now at the national stage, there is a cutoff mark that you have to attain at the prelims. So when you gain that cutoff mark, you move to the national stage. At the national stage is the same thing, it's also online based, and then you just get to answer questions online, basically, for those of us who have been students, exactly what you do at e-center, something like that. That's how the exam is. So you take it, and then from the national stage you move to the regional stage. The finalists, you're grouped into teams, and then you proceed to the regional stage. On getting to the regional stage, now for this year, the regional stage is going to be purely hands-on. So in previous years, the regional stage was divided into two categories. You have the what we know as CBT, the computer-based test, whereby it's online theory questions, and then you now have the hands-on practicals, which is called the labs. But this year, regional stage is going to be purely labs, which to an extent is an advantage, because you get to have hands-on experience. It's purely hands-on. So every knowledge that you have built, everything that you have studied, you get to experience it hands-on and work with it. And from the regional stage, they take the top teams, and those top teams will then proceed to the global stage. Now, for the preliminary and national stage, like I mentioned, they are both online, and those two you take them from the comfort of your house. So wherever you are, you can take them. And then at the end of the national stage, the finalists are invited to Abuja, the federal capital. That's for the national stage in our country, Nigeria. So the same goes on in different countries that are also participating in the competition. So after the national stage, the finalists are invited to Abuja for an award ceremony, and I bet you it's something you would not want to miss. It is an amazing experience just walking into the room, meeting a lot of industry experts. You get to meet a lot of people. Like last year, we had experts from different sectors. We also had vice chancellors from different universities and all of that. And then you also get to meet students from other schools who emerged as finalists, and you get to connect and interact with them. And before you know, you're sharing knowledge. Before you know, you've built strong connections with these people. So it is beyond just an award ceremony. But yes, you're also going to get awarded with prizes. You get devices, cash prize, depending on what the country decides to give you that year. So after the national stage, when you proceed to the regional stage of the competition, about 3 weeks before the day of the exam. You get invited, you and your team. By that time, you have been grouped into teams. So you get invited to Abuja where you have a 3 weeks hands-on boot camp in Huawei office. Yes, you're being trained by their staff. You're being guided by their staff. So basically, for 3 weeks, your your only duty for the 3 weeks is just to wake up, study, and sleep. Because every other thing is covered. Your accommodation is covered. Your feeding is covered. Your transport is covered because they they will make arrangements for all of those things to ensure that you are very comfortable and you have minimum distraction. So they lodge you in a hotel, not just anyhow hotel, by the way, and then you're being taken care of basically for those 3 weeks, just so you can build yourself, and then you work, you study, you practice everything that you're studying, and after the regional stage, so you take the labs, and then after that your results will, of course, the results will come out, and the teams that emerge as finalists in the regionals will now proceed to the global stage. But before the global stage, the award ceremony for regionals. So after, at every stage, except the preliminary stage, at every stage there is an award ceremony once the results are out. So after the competition at the regional stage, the finalists will be invited to South Africa for an award ceremony. There, you represent your country. At the regional stage, you're representing your country. At the national, you're representing your school. So you move regional, you represent your country, and then at the global stage, you represent your region. And we here in Nigeria, we are in the sub-Saharan region, so it's called SRAOS. You sometimes you hear people refer to it as sub-Saharan region. Sometimes you hear it as South African region. Now, just because it is called the South African region does not necessarily refer to South Africa. So it is just what they have classified or termed our region as. So yes, you get invited to South Africa for the award ceremony, and then you and your team, of course, proceed to the global stage of the competition. And then at the global stage, you be invited to China for a full week, all expense paid trip, and you get awarded, make your school proud, make your country proud, make your family proud, make yourself proud. Yeah, so that's basically it on the stages of the competition. So, like I said, it is a journey, yes. So, in all of these things, beyond the all expense paid trips, beyond the lodging in hotels in Abuja, South Africa, China, as you are working towards winning the competitions, of course, you're studying, and then it will show because you get the opportunity to take certifications exams which will certify you that yes, you are a Huawei certified ICT associate, you're a Huawei certified ICT professional. So you get certifications even to the professional level. So you are not just participating in a competition, you're not just coming with, oh, it is what you know that you pour in. No, beyond what you know, you're going to gain more. And then, even if eventually, let's assume, okay, what happens if probably I get dropped at the regional stage, I don't proceed to the global stage? That is fine because I promise you, the knowledge that you have built in this period of time will last you for a lifetime. By the way, Huawei certifications are globally recognized. So if you have a Huawei certification, you're a hot cake in the industry. You're graduating, and you do not have to struggle in the labor market. So I mean, who would see such an opportunity and would want to miss it? So that is why we are here. to shed more light on the competition so you can be aware of such opportunities, because we do not want it to be that, oh, it is some certain group of people. People have met me. This is just a side note, but people have met me and they're like, oh, I heard a particular set of people from a particular place, for those of us that are new, when you get on campus, you will understand what I'm saying. But they're like from a particular place on campus, they are being sent to China every year. And I'm like, no. So people have the mindset that, oh, it is some particular set of people that are being sent to China. This is an opportunity for everyone. Anybody can go to China. Whoever you are, whatever department you're in, no matter the field you're in, no matter the background you're coming from, as long as you are willing to put in the work, as long as you're willing to take that bold step, you are good to go. You too can go to China. You too can bear the flag of Nigeria on a global stage. You too can be used as an example. You can meet with the VC on a platform, on a mutual platform, have handshakes. So it is not for some special set of people. No. So in case you came here with that mindset, please debunk it now. Debunk it now. The Huawei ICT competition is open to anybody and everybody. All right. So if you have gone through the registration process or you went through the email that was sent to you, you realize that the competition is in two stages mainly that are open to our region here. So if you check the website, you might see four, but two are strictly for China. So the other two are opened to other regions. And we have the practice competition and the innovation competition. So for the practice competition, it is divided into three tracks. We have the network track, the computing track, and the cloud track. For the network track, that's where you get to deal with IP addressing, everything networking, WLAN, that's wireless networks, data communication, security, and all of that. For the cloud track, you get to deal with cloud computing, cloud services, AI, and the likes of it. Then for the computing track, you get to deal with a framework called Open EULA or Open Euler, depending on how you know it as. So it's more of Linux OS. So yes, and then you also get to, for the computing track, you get to deal with OpenGAUS. That's a system for database management, and then we have Compeng. So to proceed further, to take us, into details of how the tracks are and then what is needed for every track, what you need to know, I would like us to welcome one of our instructors here on campus. He is not just an instructor, by the way. He was part of the first set of students we had that went to China, so that emerged as the global champion. So today you're going to hear and learn from someone who has had a first-hand experience in the competition. So you should know that we're not joking. All these things that we are telling you, we're not whining you. Like, we're actually telling you facts, and we have people who have actually gone through it and have emerged with beautiful results. So please join me to welcome Mr. Victor Oluwabemika Okundili. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Abigail. Thank you so much, and thank you guys too for joining this call. Right, this is a very good one, especially for those of us who are new students. Right, I'm so excited to meet you guys, to meet all of you, and well, Abigail has said it all. Right, she has said everything. So the way I want this to go, I know most of you have questions, and I would answer. We would do our best to answer the question, right? We have another global champion, someone who went for the competition last year. Um, Same name with me, right? Victor Akonde. So if you can, please just throw a clapping emoji for him. He's also on this call so that he can assist to guide and answer questions that we would be having. Yes, this competition is a very good opportunity because Huawei, as an organization, right, have a department called the talent department that is in charge of, you know, training young talent. And one of the best ways they do this is through the academy and through the ICT competition. That way, you get to practice Huawei technologies, you get to learn about networking, cloud, or computing. And for those of us who have questions about benefits, one of the benefits you get is that with a Huawei certificate from the academy, mind you, the certification exam is free. So you get to write these certification exams for free. Each voucher to write the certification exam costs around $200. But with the intervention of the ICT Academy, you get to write these exams for free. You get certified up to the professional level. And with your few certifications, you have an internship opportunity with Huawei. And then for those of us who are recent graduates or 500 level students, you have the opportunity to serve with Huawei. That's all. Just get certified. So you can see the benefits that we have, right? Certifications, internship for 400 level, NYSC opportunity for 500 level, and also the ICT competition. So I don't want to say so much so that you guys would have the floor. So if you have a question, you raise up your hand, and then I'll call your name, and then you can ask your question. So if you have a question, okay, I can see God's power is already raising up his hand. You can ask your question. God's power. Okay. He's no longer on the call. Who else has a question to ask? Okay, Halimat. Yeah, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Miss Abigail. Good evening, Mr. Uluwagbemiga.
Thank you.
Thank you for thank you for all of this. I'm a new student, so I got the mail too,
Okay.
and I'm very much interested. I like to let me say I'm a tech lover. I really love tech a lot. All my
Okay.
brothers, my friends, all of them. So, but the registration link, yeah, is only like how to apply is not there on the website. It just explain all the processes and the stages, but not how to really apply. So how can we apply?
Okay. I think towards the end of this, Abigail will do a demo to show all of us how to apply for the competition. All right. She would share her screen and then she'll show it live so that we can all watch and then easily apply for the competition. I hope that's fine.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Israel, please go ahead and ask your question.
All right. Good evening, Sir Victor,
Good evening.
and good evening, everyone on the call. Thank you for this opportunity. I also got the mail,
Okay.
though I'm graduating this year.
Okay.
Uh,
Congratulations.
Abigail, are you laughing at me? All
Congratulations.
right. I just wanted to know
Yeah.
how best to utilize the opportunity. If there's still a window for someone like me that probably didn't take this opportunity while on campus, probably not being aware or my ears not on ground to get the best of information to guide me. Now coming to this awareness, what is the best approach for me to take and to utilize the opportunity? That's one. And secondly, I used the link from the mail. It's a bit difficult trying to register for just to create an account. A bit difficult. All the case like that. So try now. That's all for now.
Okay. Please, if I'm correct, the challenges you had was it creating an account or joining the competition? And then for your first question, you asked benefits, right? What you can still get as a graduate, as a recent graduate out of the academy. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Not really get, but how to, okay, let's put it that way. How to get into the academy and then still get the benefits. Okay, let me leave it that way. Yes, sir.
Okay, so to get into the academy is very simple, right? If you know the needs that IT Hub, you can come physically or you register online, join the academy, and then you can decide to take any of the courses you feel interested in. So if you want to go in the line of networking, which is a network engineer, or you want to go in the line of cloud, right? Becoming a cloud engineer, or someone who is interested in computing, more like your Linux operating system and database. You can choose any of the courses. We have instructors to train you in those courses, and then you can get certified, right? So you can still register with the academy, get certified, get these certifications we're talking about. They would go a long way. And even as a recent graduate, if you can do all this before your NYSC opportunity comes, you can even get an opportunity to serve with Huawei. There are testimonies of students who, after graduating, um, got this information and then they took it with the very best, right? They gave it their best, and right now I can tell you some of them are in Abuja serving with Huawei, and we have a few of them in Lagos also serving with Huawei. So it's an open opportunity for everyone, right? Most of the work depends on you and how committed you are going to be to this. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Big time. It's big.
All right.
Okay. Pardon me. I don't know if I can still use this opportunity. Okay. I don't know if you'll be open tomorrow and I'm still on campus. I can come around and then further
Sure.
my inquiry.
Yes, you can. Please come around.
Thank you, sir, for your time.
You're welcome. Okay, Fauzia, right? Yeah, there's a Fauzia. Please ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, everyone. My question is, I heard you mentioned something like 400 level students can get the opportunity to do their IT with why, but I don't know if it is applicable to all departments or those people that are in SICT only.
No, please, I want us to get this right. The Huawei ICT Academy, right? The Huawei ICT Academy is open to all students, regardless of your department, whether you're in maths, you're in statistics, you're in School of Agric, you're in environmental, right? It's a tech skill. It's not an academic. So I don't want us to confuse this opportunity with Huawei with your academics. They are two different things, right? So no matter your department, you can still serve with Huawei. You can still intern at Huawei. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Tiamiu, right? I hope that's correct. Tiamiyu. You can ask your question.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I when the link was sent to my student email, I registered through their website. So
Okay.
I don't know what's the next thing that I'm supposed to do.
Okay. Like I said earlier, after this question and answer session, Abigail would put us through the registration for the competition and everything. All right. So that we won't go back and forth with that.
Okay, sorry. Also, I saw a part that they said I could start learning. So I clicked the link. It was all Chinese. So I didn't understand anything that was there.
Yeah, you can translate the page to English. She would also show that, right, so that you won't have that challenge anymore.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, John. Yeah, John, go ahead and ask your question.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Victor.
Good evening, Mr. John.
Very much. I want to appreciate for this kind gesture of yours. Coming in line to educate us on this. But
You're
my own
welcome.
question is just about you mentioned recent graduates.
Yes.
Uh, recent graduates. What about someone who graduated like 3 or 4 years ago? Is it still open for the person or someone who's currently on this master program? Is it still applicable for such person?
Someone who is running his master's program.
Master's program.
Masters, sure. Yes, you can. Right? It's open to every student. So you can also, make use of this opportunity.
Okay, okay. All right then. I think I'm okay with this now. So I'm just looking for the registration link to be sent
Okay.
so that I can. Okay.
All right. So if you have any issues during the
Yeah,
registration after this call, you can also drop a message on the group chat. It will be attended
okay
to.
then I'll do that.
Yeah, you're
All
welcome.
right, all right.
Okay, moving on to the next person. Abdullah Ajay, you can ask your question.
You see now.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah,
So,
good.
my question is regarding the competition.
Yeah.
Do you get to build something on your own based on the track we choose, or there are set of projects that they prescribe, and then they're going to select the best entries, or we just get to build anything we desire with whatever track we are choosing. So that's the first question.
Okay.
The second question is: are there some
Okay.
requirements to
Just
actually participate in the competition aside from registration? And for when we register for Huawei, can we choose more than one track? That's the third question.
Okay. So for your first question, when it comes to building, I'm assuming you're talking about the innovation track, but for the sake of everyone here who is new to the ICT Academy, right, and the whole competition, so we have practice, practice track, which is the cloud computing and networking, right? Those courses you're going to practice and you're going to study, right? The materials and everything needed is actually available once you've registered. And then there's another aspect of the competition, which is the innovation track. Now that's where you get to build. So you can have ideas. This year, they are looking for people who can build and integrate with AI using their architecture, right? So if you have projects that maybe you've worked on before, something that you can build, sure, you can actually take part in that aspect of the competition. But you can't join the practice competition and join the innovation track aspect of the competition. So you have to choose one track. And then um, your second question. What's the second question, please?
What are the requirements to join the competition aside from just registering?
Okay, okay. Yeah, to join the competition, all you need to do is register and pick your school. So once you're registering, you're going to choose Federal University of Technology Minna as your school, and that's all. Once you've registered, you have access to the competition portal, and then the track you choose, all the materials, the past questions, labs, everything you need is available there.
okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
What about you? Huh?
Um, Anastasia, you can ask your question. Okay. It seems this person is not.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm here.
Okay. All right. All
Can
right.
you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I want to ask, is there a fixed date for the exam, for the competition, for the preliminary stage? Is there a fixed date for it?
Okay. Yes. I think yesterday they sent out the date to students who have already registered. The preliminaries would be holding on the 1st of December. So you have about 3 weeks to prepare, and then the national stage would be holding on the 8th of December. Then the other two parts of the competition, which is the regionals and the globals, would be next year, right? February and then May.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I don't see any hands again. So if you have a question, please you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Um,
I think Jay has a question.
okay, yes, Jay, you can ask your question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, sorry. So I didn't register yet, but I will soon register. I did not realize that I would register first. So I wanted to ask. You said just say 3 weeks before the first stage
Yeah,
starts.
yeah.
So are we offered like the resources to study
Yes,
in
yes.
the
The
college?
moment you register, yeah, you have access
Yes.
to all the resources you need.
Okay, and it seems we are just it's just like a quiz on the first competition.
Yes, it's the way you take your computer-based test, choosing an option A, B, C, D, or a true or false.
Oh,
Yes, that's how it is.
oh, all right. So like you said there was a cutoff. I think Miss Abigail said there was a cutoff.
Well, every year there is a cutoff mark which is not known to us. So depending
Like for
on
the first stage.
yes,
For the first
depending
stage, I mean.
on the performance of students. So if we have, let's say for example, this year now you have all students are going above 600 points, right? Uh, they reserve the right to choose a cutoff mark, let's say 800 or 700. So it's not, we don't know the cutoff, but it's to give it your best, and I'm pretty sure most of you will scale through the preliminary stage.
Alright.
Yeah,
So the next question, sorry.
no
I
problem.
read here it's saying something like hold on, they give us different kind of like different tracks like what you said data stuff and other ones.
Yeah.
I do not have the stuff here. So can we join like two or more?
You know, you can only join one track for the competition. But if you want to learn,
Okay.
like if you want to learn networking and also learn cloud, you can learn all
Yeah.
those at the academy. But when it comes to the competition, you can only pick a track. And one interesting thing about this competition is that the competition is every year, right? Every year. So even if this is your first time joining the academy, trying out the competition, you should try the competition out and see how it goes. There's always next year for you to, by next year, right? Those who have tried before know
Okay,
how
the
the
resources are
competition goes. Yes, yes. So like I was saying, so you can always try out the
okay.
competition every
So
year. You can choose a different track every year. If you want to go all three tracks or all four tracks, you can go every year different tracks. So it all depends on you, right? But this is a very good opportunity, as I've said before.
thank you. And we will take it online,
Yes, it's online.
right? The first one.
It's online. The first one is online. The second one is online. The third one holds in Abuja, and then the last part of the competition, which is the globals, holds in China.
Okay, so is there like a preview of these tracks in the site, in the registration site,
Yes,
like a just touching like we should know about the tracks
yes. The
in the
competition guideline for each track is also available on the site.
So I wasn't talking about the competition guideline. I was talking about like about the maybe for noobs like newcomers
Okay, so
about maybe the network data comes part and explain
okay,
about.
okay. Yes, yes, it's there on the site. There's a preview on the site.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
that's all.
Okay. John has a question. John, you can unmute and ask your question.
Sorry, I asked before, but I just wanted to ask you something, please.
Okay. Okay.
What about I needed to share this opportunity with a friend? How do I go about it? Because I tried looking for a link to give a friend to join, but I couldn't.
To join
Not this
this,
call, but
okay, not the
a
call.
group chat.
Okay, I
Call me a
think you
group chat.
have the link in your email. You received the email, right?
Okay.
Yes, so you can share that
I'll
link from the email.
do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Abdullah, you have a question. You can ask your question.
Yeah, so my question is, can we get an archive of people who have participated in the regionals before and get insight from how they performed or how they presented?
how they presented or how the competition went.
Like generally how the competition went, just to get insight. Like is there an archive, like a video
A
that was recorded,
video.
something like on YouTube?
No, we don't have that. We don't have that.
Okay.
Yes. But
Uh,
if it's necessary for us to get some of them to come, probably on another meeting and then share their experience with everyone, then we'll do that.
that will be
Okay. Then forgive me, I can't pronounce this name. Noqhyyynu. You have a question, you can you can ask your question. I can see your hand is up. Okay. It seems the person is not. Okay, put our hands down. All right. So I believe that's everyone. No one else have a question, so that we won't. Okay, someone wants to
I
speak.
saw Abdusamad and she, sorry,
Okay,
sorry,
Absamad. Yes,
Abdusamad.
Absamad, you can ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thanks for taking out your time and elaborating us on this. So I know this might sound absurd also, but the question um, is it necessary that we have a laptop? Can we use our phone to like go through the learning phase and everything and take the exams also, or must we have a laptop for that?
You will need a PC to take the exam.
Okay.
Yes, but to study, you can access all the materials and everything from your mobile phone. But taking the exam, you require a
Um,
PC.
PC for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
That's all.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Thank you guys so much for the questions. I don't think there's any question again. So, without wasting much of our time, Abigail, are you ready to?
I excuse me, excuse
Yes,
me. I am
please.
like I have like one more question.
Okay, okay, okay. Feel free.
Um. Do you have like past questions? Maybe in the site or something. Past
Past
questions
question.
to yes.
Yes, we do. And I mentioned it earlier also on the portal, right? Now, the thing about this competition is that
Yes.
everything is made available. The courses you need to study, the videos you need to watch. On the portal, the past questions from previous years of the competition. Competition started around 2019. Everything is there. So you can go access, you can even take a test, right? And see your score. You get to see the answers to all the questions.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay. Yes. So before, is it like do we have to pick our tracks now or just maybe before the exam? Because we could just skim through some of the infos and check which one we really go into before choosing a track that we really want.
Okay, you can take your time to, go through everything. You, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, my network is messing up here. So you can take your time and go through everything, but make sure you register before the deadline. Registration deadline
Oh,
should be before the competition starts. So that's December 1st.
okay.
So,
There is different registration for different tracks.
no, same date. For this country, Nigeria, registration closes on the 30th of November.
Yeah, no, I mean like there is different registration for different tracks.
Yes, yes, yes. You have to join.
Oh,
Yes, you have to enroll into the track that you are registering for.
all right. So the next question is: you say this competition is open to everyone, and not everyone is like, not everyone has access to a laptop or a PC.
Okay.
So I was would can they like maybe the link to the competition or something? Maybe they could just go to CDT
Well, if you
take
can
the exam.
access any environment that you can, make use of a PC there to take the exam, sure. Once you register for the competition, prior to the competition time and day, a link for the exam would be sent to you. The only thing is that you have to make sure your PC has a working camera and a microphone. So during the competition, the proctor will put you through on, you know, logging into the exam site and then taking your exams.
That's all. That's all.
Okay, all right, all right. Okay, Abigail, are you still here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. So you can share your screen now and show us.
All right. Just a minute. So, okay. And please just let me know if you can see my screen.
Okay.
Can you? All right. So you just go to the link that was sent to you, whether you have registered with the academy or not, whether you have an account or not, just go to the link that was sent to you, the Google link, and then after a few seconds, you'll be redirected to the competition portal. So let's just wait for it to load. Yes, so this is what the portal looks like. And then the Huawei ICT 2025 essay practice competition. So for those who are interested in either the network, cloud, or computing tracks, so those are the ones that you study and then you take the exam without having to build anything. So yes, this is where you'll be directed to, and then you just click on competition. So once you go, you click on the competition registration. So someone is asking if there are physical classes. Well, not exactly, because everything, like Mr. Victor mentioned, everything that you need to prepare for the competition is on the platform. So which I will take you through after this. So it will show you this pop-up. Please log in with the Huawei account or register for the ICT competition. So you click OK. Now, for those who have not registered before, I believe quite a number of us here do not have an account since some of us are new to the whole thing. It will lead you to this page and then you just go to register here under. So click on register as a new user. But if you already have a Huawei account, you can just go ahead and log in. So let's wait for it while it loads. I would advise that you ensure you have strong network internet connection before you go ahead to register so that everything will be fast for you. So yes, you go on country. You can decide to either register with your phone number or your email. So I will register with an email address.
Please,
So you
whenever
just
you're registering, sorry, Abigail, register with your
yeah.
email. Yeah, it's always it's best and more stable because they will try to verify, and emails are faster for the verifications than phone numbers.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Yes, so register with your email and okay. I think this email has already been registered. So let me try to use another one. So after you input your email, used your phone number to register. How can you change to email? That's fine. If you use your phone number to register and it works, that's absolutely fine. You can go to your user center to input your email. So once you add your email to it, it will link your email to your Huawei account. So that's not a problem. It's just advisable that you use your email when registering so you can verify faster. So I'm just waiting to see. All right, I've gotten my code. So I'll go on and input my code. into the chat box. Then you go ahead and with your password, alright, your date of birth. Alright, y'all don't need to know the day I was born, but for formality's sake, okay, let me just leave it like this. So you go ahead and please ensure that you put in your original date of birth. So I just picked a random date for demo purposes. If you want to get updates, so after registering, it will show you this pop-up, which you have to agree to their terms and conditions before you can proceed. And then if you would like to receive information about their products and all of that, you can go ahead to tick yes. If not, you can just leave it and go ahead and agree. If you wish, you could read the terms and conditions. But because of time, we won't go through all of that. So yes. So for I think for the person that asked the question about the phone number, so you see, you still eventually need to add your phone number. So these things are done for security purposes, so that in case you forget one, you won't forget the other. Or in case you need to verify, so it's some sort of two-step verification thing. So that is why all of this is put in place. So eventually, if you registered with your phone number, at the long run, you still have to put in your email. And then if you registered with your email, at one point, you still have to put in your phone number. So, yes, my registration was successful. And now I just need to identify. They just need to verify my identity and then I'll have access to the portal. So all of these are security checks just to ensure that yes, one, you are the one who requested for this process, and yes, you have access to whatever you're doing. So just to verify you as a user on their platform. So right now, waiting to receive my code, which I have received. So six, all right. Go ahead, verify and log in. So once you create this, automatically you have a Huawei account that you can literally use for anything Huawei. So it gives you access to the platform. It gives you access to, yes, so this would be your portal to do whatever you want to do. Maybe towards the end we'll go through all of this, but for the competition registration, so once you log in, it will take you back to this page and then you can go ahead and register. I do not know why mine is showing me registration succeeded. Okay. All right. So once you click on register, I think I had registered. A lot of things are going on here, but it's fine. Yes. So you click on the registration button, and then it will bring up this pop up. So you input your last name and first name. Normally, it's supposed to come in automatically once you register to have your details, and then it will come in automatically. If it doesn't, it will allow you to fill in your last name. Please ensure that every detail that you provide here is accurate, because eventually that is what will be used to communicate with you. So you input your last name, your first name, and then the participating country. Of course, you're going to pick Nigeria, and then for the academy, you can just simply search for Minna, and then you see Federal University of Technology Minna, you select it. For major or course of study, what department are you in? You go ahead and input it. Then the track, so you pick the track. If you want to go for computing track, go ahead and pick. select computing track. If you want network track, go ahead and select network. If you want cloud, you go ahead and select cloud track. So I decided to select cloud track. For this instructor information, pardon me, it is optional. So you can just leave it blank. At the long run, it will be sorted. That one is not something for you to be concerned with. So once you submit your registration, it will lead you back to this page, and then you're going to see registration succeeded. So if you need to change anything, you can just click. Maybe you decided to change your mind concerning the track that you want to go for. That's fine. You go change the track, and yes, it will update successfully. So you can go through. So on this particular site, you have everything you need to know, the dates and all of that. Maybe not the exact dates, but the months, the periods that each stage will last for. So as you can see, the preliminary stage was supposed to be in November, but they moved it to the 1st of December. So November is a sort of an extension. They gave a grace to the end of November, and then on the 1st of December, we'll have the preliminary stage, and then the following week, in the same December, we'll have the national stage. Then, as you can see here, the regional stage is going to hold in February, and the global stage in May. So you can go through it. These are the courses that you need, or rather the technologies that you need to know for every track. So if you're going for network, like we mentioned earlier, IP technologies, datacom. Please excuse my background in case you're hearing a bit of noise. So yes, if you're going for the network track, you have to learn IP technologies, datacom security, WLAN, and DCN. That's data center networks. The cloud track, you can see it's the cloud and AI. Then for the computing, you can just go through it. It's basically yours to go through whatever you need. So very quickly, once you've registered, you can go ahead to the learning space to start studying, and there it will show you they've already grouped the materials for every track, so you just go ahead and select the track that you want to study for. So I chose cloud track in the competition, so I'll just go ahead and click on cloud track, and then it will come up with every material that you need to study, and attached to these materials are videos. So it's not just that you're just reading a PDF document or something. You have videos that tutors taught on certain topics. So you just go ahead, enroll. I think it will ask you to log in. If it doesn't detect your account automatically when you're trying to enroll, I think you have to log in again because it's hosted on a different site. So this is their e-learning platform. Right. All right. So just go ahead, agree. I mean, whether you agree with what was said or not, you don't really have a choice, because if you don't click on agree, you cannot access the materials. So you just have to agree either ways. But yeah, once you agree to the terms and conditions, you have to, yeah, like I mentioned, these are e-learning portal. So you will have to relog in with the same Huawei account. So you're not changing anything. Email address invalid. Okay. I think, okay, for the purposes of this demo, I believe I can skip this step. Yes. Please go ahead and link your phone number so that you have everything together in one place. As for my own end now, because this is not my first time of going to the platform, so I can skip that part. All right, I've enrolled for the track, and then as you can see here, we have okay. Someone said my screen is lagging. Please, can someone just, I mean, Mr. Victor, please, what are you seeing on my screen?
Are you sharing your whole screen, or you're sharing just the a single tab?
Okay, sorry, my bad. Um,
Yes, Mohammed, you have a question.
Let me just rectify that. Mohammed, please go ahead and ask your question while I rectify.
Mohammed Yunusa.
Okay,
Okay, yeah,
I
Abigail, if
believe.
you can
Um,
go back to the previous site, and then so that they can see how you moved from there to this.
all right,
Okay.
I'll do just that. Okay, it's up now. All right. Okay, so once you click on the learning space, oh, I'm not sharing my entire tab, my entire window, sorry. But once you click on the learning space in the previous page, that's the competition page, it's going to lead you to the learning platform. Now, this is the learning platform, and okay, we're having a bit of an issue here. All right, while this loads, I think someone said they have a question. Questions. All right, I believe you can type your questions in the chat box, or you hold on until we're done with this. Think, let me just go ahead and share my entire screen. All right, so can we see this part? Can you see?
Yes.
All right, great, thank you. So once you click on learning space, yeah, it's going to lead you to this page. And then once you're brought to this page, you select the track that you registered for, that you're to study for. So you just go ahead and click on your track, and then it will lead you to the learning platform that has all the materials and everything that you need to study for the competition. Yes, so as for me, I've already logged in, but it will require you to log in. Who's laughing? I don't know who this person is. But please, can you mute your mic? Mohammed Yunusa, please, can you mute your mic? So once you, thank you. All right, sorry for that. Once you log in, once you're brought into this page, there will be an enroll button here where you're seeing this zero. I don't know if you can see my cursor clearly, but where you're seeing this 0%, it's initially going to be an enroll button, and then you just click on enroll. Then it will require you to log in again. So you just use the same details as your Huawei platform, and then you log in. So once you log in, you'll be led back to the same page, and then you see 0% here. That means you successfully enrolled for that track. Then you can go ahead and start studying. So as you can see here, the Huawei ICT competition 2025 learning track. So let's just It's basically almost the same information as what is on the site, but they will narrow it down here to the cloud track. So everything that the cloud entails, everything that you need to know. Here and here's the introduction, the course content, basically the outline for the exam, and then the exam enablement. So you can do that from your own end to see what it is. So for someone who asked about past questions, yes, as you can see here, past exam papers and outline interpretation. So let's just briefly go through it. Here you can see 2024, that was the last edition. As far back as the very first edition, you can see the past questions for that particular track. So every track has this same, it's the same format for every track, whether networking, cloud, or computing. You are all going to have the past exam questions on your portal. So you just go ahead, click on it, and then you get to see what the questions look like. And then these are the materials that are required for the cloud track. So the same thing with the network, you see the materials there. You see HCIA datacom, HCIA WLAN, security, and all the materials that you need to study. So yes, like I said, some of them, some parts of it come in video format. So I'll just show you that so you fully get a picture of what I'm saying. So for every module you want to take, as they are like this now, they are in modules. So this is module one, module two, module three, four, five, six, seven. So for every module, you have to enroll. So this is me after enrolling for the cloud computing course. And then you can see it here. This one's, I think this one is in PDF format. You can just go through it. You read through it. Everything that you do not understand, if there is a term that you do not understand, I believe that is why you have the internet. You make your research. You can also drop your questions on the group, and then we have people who are professionals in this, in every track and every technology. Let me put it that way. We have professionals on the group, so they are ready to answer you. And yes, so you just go through the materials. Okay, I think for this particular one, the videos are not here, but for some of the courses, it's not all though, but for some of the courses, they have pre-recorded videos. So with their staff that will guide you through. So you can take the courses, and then for every stage. So every this year, this improvement, if I'm not mistaken, it was brought in this year. I think before you just had the materials and all of that, but this year they decided to break it. So for the preliminary stage, this is what you need to study. So you're not just studying any material. You see, all you need to study is the HCIA materials, and that is the first level of certification in Huawei. I won't go into so much detail on that today, but in subsequent meetings as an academy, we'll discuss all of that. But you see, at the national stage, you can see the materials that you need to study. As you can see now, some new materials have been introduced. That's a new level of certification. So the HCIP stands for Huawei Certified ICT Professional. So you will have questions from the professional level now of Huawei certifications. And then at the regional stage, you have HCIE, that's the expert level. Don't worry, during the boot camp, if you get to the regional stage during the boot camp, you're going to be trained on all of that. So you have nothing to worry about. For now, all you need to concentrate on is module 3 and module 4. That's the preliminary and the national stage. Yes, so the certification zone is basically to shed more light on the certification, and then the product documents. That's about Huawei Cloud documents. So the site is available to you. You can go on it. It is yours. Let me put it that way. It is yours. Go ahead, register. Even if you've not decided on the track that you want to participate in, just go ahead, register. Eventually, you can pick a track that you think you're interested in. If you eventually change your mind, like I showed us earlier, you can always go back and modify your information before the preliminary stage of the competition. Anything after preliminary, just know that you're stuck with that track until where it ends for you. So yes, that is everything you need to know about the registration. If you still have questions on it or even the process, okay, I think there is one thing someone mentioned something about language. So let me quickly just share that in case you are still seeing the Chinese language on your own end. But I believe you should not, especially if your country is already set. But in case you still see everything in Chinese, can you see where my icon is? Can anyone see my cursor? Sorry, not icon. Sorry, my pointer. Thank you. So yes, this globe icon that you're seeing here, you can just click on it and then okay, mine isn't responding, but you can click on it and you have access. You have the ability to change to whichever language you wish to. So that will solve the language issue. So yes, if you have further questions, you can always drop them on the group or you send a message to any of the admins on the main group too. I want to believe majority of us here on the main group too, because on the main group we have more admins there. So and then some of them are staff, of course. Please note that the two main groups that you're seeing there, they carry the same information. So any information that is being dropped on main group will, is also being dropped on main group too. So there is no need, if you're in main group too, please do not feel left out. There is no special thing going on in the main group. The reason why a second main group was created was because the first main group, the initial main group, is full, so it cannot accommodate more people. We have reached the WhatsApp limit for group participants, and that was why we had to create another group. So please note that if you're on main group two, you are good there. It's a good place to be. It's a safe place to be. You do not have to go ahead and join the other group or send a request. And then also, please, you don't have to join every single group in the community. If you're interested in networking, just go ahead and join the networking group and stick with it. If you're interested in cloud, join the cloud group or send a request to join because you have to be approved. Your request will have to be approved. So send a request to join and then your request will be approved. Please ensure that apart from the main group, you are in a maximum of one other group. So that will either be network, cloud, computing, or innovation. And yes, I didn't go so much into the innovation track, but I think I'll talk a little bit on it. Now, the innovation track is not a one man thing. So compared to the practice competition where it's just you and your laptop or your computer, you're taking your exam online, the innovation competition is not like that. For you to participate in the innovation competition, you have to be a team of three students. So you have a project that you want to work on that will solve a real life problem, and then with an innovative idea like Mr. Victor mentioned, it will have to be AI based that can integrate their AI framework called Mindspore. So that is why we're not really emphasizing on the innovation competition so much, because you have to be three. So if you're the one with the desire, you have to look for two other people who are willing to take part in the competition. Meanwhile, for the practice competition, you can just go ahead and do it alone. So yes, I believe every other thing has been addressed. Does anyone have a question again? So we can just wrap it up and then call it a night. Does anyone have any other question? Probably concerning the registration. Maybe there's something that you did not understand as I was going through it or something. All right, Abdullah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you for the session. My question is, you mentioned something regarding innovation. I guess it's not a track on its own, but it's just a phase in the competition, where we have the practice competition, and then we are moving to the innovative innovation competition. So that innovation competition, is it for all the tracks that are available for, or is just for the cloud track?
All right. So the innovation competition is an entirely separate should I say category of competition on its own. So it is independent of the cloud, it is independent of the practice competition. And if you're taking part in the innovation competition, you cannot participate in the practice competition as well. I think let me just show us something very quickly to shed more light on what I mean. So, yes. All right. So if you log into your portal, this is what you see here. You can go ahead and click on ICT competition. I don't know why my okay, let me try to reload. But when you click on the ICT competition, you realize that there are different kinds of competition that Huawei hosts. So that's why it is an ICT competition. Then there are different categories. That's why we have the practice, the innovation, and then Ascend AI and programming, but that is for the Chinese mainland. So for other regions, what we have available to us is the innovation competition and the practice competition. All right. So I believe we can all see my screen. And then here under registration channel, you can see practice competition, innovation competition, and teaching competition. Now, this teaching competition is not for students, so don't bother yourself with that. These two, this first two, practice and innovation, they are the two categories of competitions that are open to students. So you can see that they are entirely two different things. If you're participating let's assume you're taking part, you decide to take part in the cloud track, you have no business with innovation from the preliminary stage to the global stage. You have no business with innovation. All you do is study your material, take your online exam, and then at the regional and global, you take the labs. That's the practical, but you're not building anything. It's not innovation. For the innovation, let me just show us. You can see that the instructions are completely different. Even the registration process is different. So as you can see here, we have three tabs, unlike that of practice where you have to upload your project. So it's a different category of competition. You can go ahead to read about it and see. Yes, for the topic description, you have to develop an innovative AI application based on Mindspot. So the only thing is that these two competitions run concurrently, but you can't participate in one and participate in another again, or maybe start with one and then eventually you're being absorbed into the second one. No, the one you start with is the one you're going to end with. As you can see, It also has the preliminary stage, national, regional, and global stages. So I believe that answers your question. So do you understand what the innovation competition is all about now, Abdullah?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. So do we have any other question?
Yeah, so basically, what we're just doing is that if you want to go for the practice competition, and you can go for it in either of the three tracks. At the same time, if you want to go for the innovation competition, you can go for it in either of the three tracks. If I
No.
get completely.
Okay. Um. So the practice competition is one
Oh,
aspect of the competition. Then the innovation track is another aspect, excuse me, please, of the competition. So the practice competition is the one that involves cloud, networking, and computing. And then the innovation is another aspect of the competition that it's standing on its own, right? It's a standalone competition where you get to build. So the other aspect of the competition, you have to study the theories and then apply it in labs and in real time. But the innovation part of the competition, you have to build. So you're coming up with a solution that solves a problem. For example, last year we had an agrobot. Those who went for the innovation track from one of the schools in Nigeria, they built a system that solves an agricultural problem here in Africa. That's the innovation track, right? It's not like the innovation track needs, it's an innovation track in computing, innovation track in cloud, innovation track in networking. No. Just like Abigail showed on the screen, the innovation track this year, they want you to build a solution for a problem, any problem you come up with, right? That is going to be AI based. And then the framework or the architecture they are using this year is the Mind Spore. I hope you get it now. So that's what you're building on. You're taking the Mind Spore to come up with an AI based solution, and then you're going to, this time around now, you're not taking exams like the practice competition. You're going to be presenting to judges. You can have judges from around Africa and then around the world that would sit down for like 10 minutes, listen to you and your team present, talk about your solution, the problem you aim to solve, ask you questions, and then decide if you get to proceed to the next stage. So that's the innovation track of the competition. I hope that's clear now.
all right.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Um, okay, I can see Jay asked the question. Somehow has been. Okay, let me wait for Abigail to finish. All right, Abigail, over to you.
Okay, that's it. So I think that has been cleared on innovation. Just consider it as a fourth track. I think let's just put it that. Just consider it as a fourth track, so you get to pick only one track. I believe no one else has any question on registration again. Right, so I'll just go ahead, Mr. Victor. I'll read Jay's question to you.
Okay.
She said, somehow has this been like, or this information has it been like since long? Like how about? Okay. I think she's just asking why, how long has it been out? Has the information been out, and how they're just getting to know about it and the material. So, do you want to answer, or should I?
Okay. That's a very interesting question, actually. Let me just share a little story for the first set of guys who made it through the competition and then went to China. All right. It's not as though they went for the competition for the first time and then they made it through. Now FUT has a system that prepares students for the competition, right? Most of you or some of you are just actually joining the school as new students. You just got your emails and all that. Um, the first time that we had students from the school go to China to represent the school, Nigeria and Africa in China, right? Most of them had tried the competition before, and then they couldn't make it. That's why I'm actually advising everyone who is interested to try out the competition, right? Especially if you're 100, 200, 300, and even 400 level. Even if you're in your 500 level or you're just entering the 500 level, you should try it out. You get to see how the competition is structured. And in the academy, right, we run trainings all through the year, and then these trainings or the courses that we take in these trainings, now the trainings are free of charge, right? The courses we take in these trainings are what you are actually going to, you know, use to go for the competition. So for example, now we are running a data communication class. That's one of the courses in the network track. So before the end of the year, right? From next year, we would resume our trainings. Before the end of the year, you're already certified as a datacom networking engineer. You have your certification. Then you can move to the wireless networking. Before we get to the time for the competition, which is usually at the end of the year, you would be prepared. And then the most interesting part is that you are prepared and you understand how the competition, is structured. It would not be your first time checking it out or trying it out. So it takes a while, and also depends on you, the kind of learner you are. Some people are fast learners, right? They've had experience in competitions and hackathons and things like this, so it's easy for them to pick up things, try out the competition, and they get to that point. Last year, we had a student who had not taken courses before, right? During his competition, he mistakenly left. He left his exam in Chinese, and he had to take his. I don't even know how he did it, right? But he had to take that competition. I think it was the preliminary stage in Chinese, and with everything that happened, he made it from the preliminaries to the nationals. Even at the nationals, he had not taken his datacom or security or WLAN in the network track. And then from the nationals, because of the hard work he put in, he made it to the regionals. Before getting to the regionals, he worked harder to get all those certifications. He studied hard. And then you have a hub here in school, the NITDA IT hub, that actually provides you with a platform, the necessary tools you need, the instructors, and a very strong support system, right, for you to be able to get to that point. So I don't want anybody to feel discouraged, like, okay, I'm just trying out this competition, I have so much to cover and all that. No, do your best now, right? See how it goes, try it out. If you want to take the exam and you're on campus, you can come to the hub during the competition day. We can help you with some systems, right, to take the exams, and then you can see how the exam is structured, how the questions are asked, how each stage is, right? And then as an opportunity, a free opportunity, you have another year to try it out, and I'm very sure that year you would be ready. So this was the same way when I came to school. The whole competition was introduced in my 200 level. I tried it out, and I jokingly tried it out, right? And I saw how it was. Then I was still not interested, right? I had nobody to explain all of this to me or to encourage me to try it out. And then it was in my 400 level I decided to go for the competition again. And then knowing how the competition is structured, and then having taken some of the trainings, the datacom class, the WLAN class, that's the wireless engineering class, wireless networking class, right? Before the competition, I was ready. And then you would have people to study with, so you won't be studying alone. It's actually an interesting thing. Ask any of the guys that have gone for the competition, right? They would tell you it's an interesting opportunity. You are done with the preliminaries, you get to the nationals, which you are awarded, right? At the national level, um, a team will be formed from your school. So if you have more than 2 or 3 people who are applying to the same track and they did well, they get to form a team. Each team must consist of 3 persons. Now, sometime in February, you would travel down to Abuja. You'll be lodged in a hotel, like Abigail explained, an all expense paid trip. Your transportation from school to Abuja, school will be aware, so your academics will not be affected. Your transportation, feeding, everything will be taken care of. The only thing you'd be doing in Abuja, under a very nice, hotel and chill environment, is you'd be studying. that is an amazing experience on its own, right? You get to study in the most comfortable environment, what you will not get to, something you will not see in school, and you would be so surprised by how much you can actually cover. Like, I'm not even going to lie, during my time I was surprised by what I could actually do during that time, how much I could cover, right? It was very impressive. And then you Huawei would do their best to prepare you for the regionals. At the regional level, you get to compete with other Southern African countries like Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, Ghana, Rwanda, and all of them, right? And then you make it through the regionals. Still another all expense paid trip to South Africa for the regional award ceremony. And then the globals, another all expense paid trip from Nigeria to China, and then you get to compete with the best from the world. So, like I said, this is an